Alright, so welcome back for the second part of this video, which is the preparation of all the foods that we bought today. One thing I forgot when I was introducing all the food that we bought was I bought, and it's optional, but I think guys should definitely do it if you like fish, 2 slabs or whatever of fresh cut Atlantic salmon. You can see this one's pretty big. It's just a good way to change it up so you're not just eating all beef and all chicken. Plus, as I mentioned in the nutrition video, salmon especially, or fish in general, is just a really good source of those healthy fats as well as a good protein source. So get that, and I'll show you how to prepare that as well. We're just going to cook that on the stove top. So for your chicken here, very simple, very easy setup. Basically, it's the old Ronco saying is you set it and you forget it. So you got a slow cooker here. If you look inside, I've had it going for a little while, like 5 minutes or so. I threw a stick of butter in, so throw 1 stick of butter in there, and then just let it go for a minute or a few minutes so that the butter can melt. So I've got my 2 packages of chicken. All I'm going to do is open it. Obviously, you know, preparing food, you need to wash your hands before and after when you're handling chicken, and you need to be careful that you're not cross-contaminating and yada yada yada. Hopefully you're all adults and you know that. That's not the point of this challenge. I'm not here to teach you how to cook. But anyways, so I'm going to throw the first one in, and then I'm going to season it a bit. So seasoning really is dependent on you and your palate. For me, we go with a little garlic salt. Sprinkle a little on top there. So I throw it on the chicken and kind of get around onto the melted butter. And then some Italian seasoning as well. It's not open.
It's my fault, guys. Sorry.
So just a little Italian seasoning. And you don't put too much on because you're going to season again. So then we'll take the chicken thighs and throw those on there. Whoops. Don't worry about what it looks like right now. It's going to be in here for a while. For the slow cooker, you're going to set it to high. So if you get a shot, I've got, you know, like most slow cookers, there's 3: high, low, and keep warm. You're going to put it on high for about the first hour. Put it in here, season it up, just let it kind of heat up together. So sorry about that. I guess we ran out of storage on the iPhone. So what I was trying to say is just finishing up here with the chicken is you're going to put it in here. It's going to be on high for about an hour or slightly less, and then you're going to switch it over to low. And at that point, it's going to be on low for like 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours. You can literally just kind of forget about it for a few hours. You cannot overcook it because the whole point of putting it in here, we're going to throw it in here for so long that it gets really moist to the point where it just shreds. So you'll be left with some shredded chicken, kind of like shredded pork. Maybe you remember that. And then we'll just mix them together with the butter, and it'll be nice and tasty. So I just like to put it on high at first to kind of get the heat going and melt that butter and get everything saturated in there. So that's how you're going to start the chicken. I would just obviously recommend starting with that first because you can just kind of set it and forget it. And then we'll go into the beef and sweet potatoes portion here.
Hi guys, so I'm just going to really quick show you how to do some sweet potato fries. The only thing that we season with it is garlic salt and Italian seasoning. So I did do a couple for you here, and I'll just show you briefly how to cut it up. You do want to try to make all of them the same thickness and length, so that's something when you're picking out the sweet potatoes, make sure you try to do. I just use a baking sheet and then aluminum foil. I can put, I did extra virgin olive oil as the base so that they don't stick to the aluminum foil. And then you'll take some olive oil afterwards and just kind of butter it up on the top here with that oil, just so that the seasoning sticks. So for the sweet potatoes, I cut off the ends because I don't like them or use them at all. I just typically cut them in the middle. Okay, I cut that again in half. And then from there, you can just kind of dice it and slice it whatever shape you want. I do it mostly like French fries. And that just seems to work for us. So again, you can pretty much see that all of mine are the same thickness through. They take about 45 minutes to cook, so just budget for that in your time frame when you're cooking them. And you just lay them out, give them a little bit of space between each, and then you just kind of season them as you would like. You don't have to just use the garlic salt or Italian seasoning. You could do basically whatever seasoning you want. If you like them a little spicy, you can add some cayenne pepper just for a little bit of different flavor. But yeah, that's typically all that I do. I just take some olive oil like this, just kind of glaze briefly over the top just so that they stick. And excuse me quick, just kind of sprinkle again to taste. So you just kind of go over the top. And bam. And then it goes in the oven again for about 45 minutes or until they're crispy and crunchy like a French fry would be. So that's all I have for the sweet potato fries. And then we're going to go over and do the meatloaf really quick just because I have that mostly set up as well. So personal preference, I have the pepper and onion pureed. Some people like them diced. You're more than welcome to do that as well, but I already have that prepped and I just used it in the NutriBullet. So I'm just going to add that into a large mixing bowl here. Dun, dun, dun. Add the whole thing of meat that we bought. Again, we're doing this for 2 people. So I just put that right on top. I will add 1 whole egg and then again season to taste. It typically is about 2 tablespoons of the garlic salt, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, and then I'll do half of a tablespoon to a whole tablespoon of the cayenne pepper. And then you'll literally just mix it all together until it becomes one solid mass. And once that's done, you just put it in a pan. You may need to grease the pan. I have a nonstick, so just know what you're cooking with before you start. And that'll be at about 350 degrees for approximately 30 minutes. Just make sure that it doesn't stick to the pan, otherwise you're going to have a burnt mess. I'm just adding the Italian seasoning now. I already did the garlic salt. And just, again, a little bit of cayenne pepper. I'm a baby when it comes to spice, so I can't add a whole lot. So I do have 1 egg in here now. You literally just crack it, put it right in, and again, you're going to just mix everything together. We did the 2 eggs to try to make it stick a little better. Make sure that with the ground beef that you are getting all of the veggies throughout everything. Sometimes it can be a little cold or frozen yet, so you want to make sure that that's not the case. That everything gets totally mixed through. Okay, and I'm about ready here, and I'm literally just going to dump it right into my pan. Like so. So when you cook it, know that it will shrink up a little bit.
Why'd you take that extra out?
Just because it was a little too high for the pan. It will shrink a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I won't like overdo it here. Kind of flatten it out all the way to the edges, and bam, you're golden.
All right, so we put that in. How do we cook that?
That again is about 350 for a half hour. Just make sure that it's not pink on the inside when you're done. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm crying with the onions.